Welcome, everybody. So good to have you once again on the Leadership Lounge. I am so just elated and honored today to have one of my good friends and brothers on this call today. He is nothing short. I consider him an expert at what he does. He is a man of God, and if you know me, I'm about that life. If you are listening to the In Your Corner podcast, it's great to have you, hopefully again on the podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, whatever platform you might be watching this from, I just hope and honestly pray that you benefit from this and your organization benefits from this, and in turn, you as an individual become more fulfilled. But today on this call, I have my brother Jason Westbrook coming from Ohio. I'm a little jealous because he just had to brag that it snowed last night about 6 inches. I'm sure that if you're from Ohio, maybe you're tired of snow in the winter, but us Southerners are in a snow drought. I guess we had one last year, but other than that, I just love snow. I love the aesthetic. I love when everything matches. That's completely irrelevant to this call. But Jason Westbrook, he is the CEO of the Mission Group. He is the founder of Warrior King Society. I can't wait to get my merch that he's wearing right now. And he is an executive at Apollo Inc. and a few more things that I'm sure I'm not hitting. An incredible father, an incredible man, an incredible friend, an incredible leader. And we're just honored today, once again, to have him. I'm here, bro. I'm here to take notes today. I've heard you teach on a few different platforms, man, and I just know that it's going to be nothing short of gold. So I am so excited to just be a student and glean from this wisdom. But today's call is talking about sales. And whatever industry that you are in, I'm sure that you are doing you are making some sort of sale, whether you are communicating to leaders, whether you are preaching from a pulpit, whether you are trying to sell a beauty product or a labor service, or maybe you're in the trucking industry. I know we have trucking industry, beauty, we have health industry on this call, we have landscaping, and the list goes on, but you are doing some version of sales. So I want to pop this interview style meeting off today, just asking my brother, what is your philosophy on sales? I know you and I have talked before, and I've heard you teach that it's not so much trying to make a sale, it's more about solving a problem. Why don't you elaborate on that, bro? Just what is your overall philosophy on sales?
Yeah. It's hey man, thanks for the accolades. Thanks for the introduction, man. I'm glad to be on your podcast. I know we met down in Dallas on a venture together, and instantly I just thought you were a really cool guy and really took to you and thought, man, it was like kind of looking at yourself in the mirror, not to be arrogant or sound weird, but it's like, I really vibe with this guy. Tyler has the same. You just connect with a guy like that, and I just think that's really cool, man. You've been a brother to me and a big encouragement to me during some of my adversities. But anyways, man, glad to be on the podcast today and the video and help encourage the people. So kind of start off saying this, bro. When I first got into business, one of the things that I told myself why I didn't want to go into business was I didn't like the word selling. I thought selling was a slimy word, and I didn't want to be a salesman. And so I remember thinking, I need some revelation on this part, and I was a former pastor for 16 years as I'm going into business. So, I was prayerfully thinking about it and talking to God and asking him, you got to give me some revelation on this. And what I heard was basically, you don't ever need to sell. Like if your provision comes from God, you never have to sell.
Wow.
You just have to pray and ask for favor, and that whatever is given to your hand, that you're going to prosper in doing that. And God's the source. People aren't your source. God's your source, right? And we know that. So once I connected that in my heart, I was like, okay, that makes sense. And so I started going down the lines of thinking it more like a pastor. I want to serve people. If I serve people, then all the jobs, all the income, all the business that I'm going to need, I'm going to be blessed and highly favored of it. And I'm going to do a great job at it because I'm coming from a position of not being so uptight and so worried and so literally solve problems and serve people. So I think that's, for anybody that's watching, we don't need to sell. If we really truthfully solve problems and serve people, people will catch that vibe and they'll want to do business with us because they like us, because they know that we're not trying to it's not transactional, it's relational. And if you make it relational, then it becomes transactional, right? Because you have something that nobody else has and they want that. And so, and I think what that is relationship, because what people actually buy is transformation, outcome, and results.
That's right.
And if they believe that you can do that, then they're going to hire you to do that.
Mm,
And I would say one other thing with that is that the people of faith, I'm a person of faith, us people of faith, we have the Holy Spirit in us. And if he really does guide us into all truth, then we should be the ones leading innovation. We should be the ones going to the moon. We should be the ones creating the electric car like Elon Musk. We should be the ones having revelation and be the best at all industries, right? And obviously God gives gifts to all people, whether you're a believer or not. But we should be the ones distinctly different than everybody else because we have an advantage. It's almost like fishing with dynamite,
that's good,
I
bro.
think it's a movie quote,
Yeah, yeah.
the Dumb and Dumber or something.
The OG one, it has to be. Man, that's incredible. And you mentioned, we were a part of a mutual team over in Dallas, and obviously still in relationship, still connected. Of course, with that just incredible service out there. But you and I had a team day, and I was a few months in, I think, to Valor, and it was entitled something else at the time. And man, I don't know if you had done some research on my company, but man, when I first launched, I had all these kind of perks and incentives and benefits, but I never really listed out the transformation and the results that came with it. And I was just kind of asking some of your advice, and of course, you just being the natural exhorter and encourager that you are, you got at the whiteboard for less than 5 minutes, and you just opened up my mind to what you just said, that people buy transformation and results and life change. And like I said, I was listing out all these perks and all this stuff. So bro, can you elaborate a little bit more on that? You just said it, and I don't know if I really need to belabor this point, but I think a lot of business owners and leaders, we say all the things that they're going to get when they join. You can be part of this group program. You can get a free book. You can get a call with me. You can get, we provide this type of service, or we provide this type of discount. But we never really talk about what we saw, like on the other side of the solution, what kind of transformation that the customer, client, congregation, whatever that they might get. So maybe give an example of that, or just elaborate a little bit more on that, how people do really invest in transformation, and not necessarily perks, benefit, and incentives, because they can get that really from many places.
Yeah, those are great. That's a great question. So I always say this, that amateurs sell features and benefits. What most people do when they're trying to sell something, or they're trying to get a deal on something that they offer, they want to sell a product or service, most of the time they're pitching their customer features and benefits. The problem with that is that's what amateurs do. Amateurs sell features and benefits. Experts sell transformation, outcome, and results. Because here's the thing. If you build websites and I build websites, what's going to be the difference between you and them if you build websites and you have a footer, a sidebar, a contact form, a cool logo design, or whatever it is? Like, what's the difference? There is no difference. The difference is going to be price. They're going to price shop you. So the way you distinguish yourself in the market from price shopping is you sell transformation, outcome, and results. And the way you do that is you find out through questions, and you locate the person that is looking to buy what it is that they actually are trying to buy or they want. What's the number one pain point in their life? Because if you can pinpoint and bring them, even just, let's say there's 1 to 10, you have like 10 steps, 1 to 10, and you can improve their pain by 3 steps versus 9 steps, whatever steps you can improve it, you can come back to them and say, hey, I helped you improve by 3 steps. Now let's get you to 10. So you could create a sticky environment for them where they want to continue to work with you if you only got them a small result. But at the end of the day, the thing that is most of them that they are most concerned about, that number one pain point, that is going to be the thing that is going to really impact them, because they're going to see the manifested transformation, outcome, result of you helping them make that move. And that literally will, really hit home with them that, wow, this guy got me the transformation outcome result that I was looking for. So experts sell outcome, transformation, and results. Amateurs sell features. If somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, Jay, like, I love your website stuff. There's my son in the background playing Xbox. If people say, hey, Jay, this guy over here can build me a website for 500 and you're asking me to do it for 1,500, what's the difference? And I would tell them something like, and this is what churches have asked me this. And I said, well, the difference is that guy will make you a website that looks pretty. I'll make a website that people want to visit your church.
That's it, man.
So the difference is they want people to come to their church.
That's
Because
right.
if my website is pretty, it's going to get people to church, as opposed to creating a first-time guest funnel where you lead people through a series of steps to invite them into the culture of your church online that are so taken back with your culture and the clarity of your message that they're like, I can't but not visit that church. So I always try to think of what's that result I can get them, as opposed to a feature or benefit that they have, because most people focus on features and benefits. Even clients come to you and they're like, oh, well, I want this text to be just a little bit long. This picture, I need to switch out this picture. It's absolutely terrible, when it's actually not bad at all. And they get so caught up into the details of things, which are literally features and benefits, instead of thinking about the outcome, transformation, and result.
That's right.
So once I connected those two, bro, it was like the whole thing opened up, and it gave me permission, bro, in my own self-confidence and self-worth, to charge whatever I want. Because if I can get you the result, I could charge you whatever I want, because my price is not dictated on the economy. My price is not dictated on the person that's buying. My price is dictated on my time. My time, what do I value my time to solve that problem for that person? That's what I'm going to charge you.
That's right. Oh, that's so good. Wow. I was thinking, how much am I willing? Because, I hope everyone has some type of coach or, mentor or something that you got to invest in yourself. By the way, everybody listening to this call, man, make 2022, forget what year we're in. It's crazy. We're 3 years from 2019 already. Make 2022 a year that you invest in yourself. Man, prioritize you. We were talking the other day in our internship program about different investments we're all making. And one of the girls spoke up and she said, you know what? I think I'm going to just invest in myself this year. That's the best one I could probably make. I said, you're so right. I said, girl, go ahead. Um, but
Absolutely. I love
yeah. And I was thinking, how much am I willing to pay for transformation for this person to help me solve the problem? Like, how much is that worth to me? And, when you flip it around and I think having a coach, having somebody like that in my life, or having those people like that in my life, it opened up my mind as a coach, because I'm like, man, of course I'll drop a currency in exchange for transformation. Like, of course, because all the pain leading up to that, is so much greater than this monetary thing. And so sometimes it does take an
Yeah,
investment, and of course, and all that. But you're talking about transformation. So you would say sales is emotional. It sounds like you're alluding to that.
yeah, absolutely. Before we talk about that, emotional sales and that kind of stuff, which I know where you're going with that, and I'll share about that. The investing in yourself, one of the things that the lies that we tell ourselves, that worth it, we're not smart enough, we're not good enough, we don't have enough people in our life. We tell ourselves these lies. But the truth is, all of us were born to become something we were born to be, that God made us to be. And one of the ways that we unravel that is by investing in ourselves. Because if God called us to do something that only that we can do, we're like a unique fingerprint in this world, born at this time and this history and this skin with this hair color.
Mm-hmm.
It's an honor and a privilege to be born in the time of the world that we have. And we should invest in ourselves. We should invest in ourselves because we are a great investment. And we need to invest in what God's doing in our life that he's called us to do. So it isn't really about us anymore. It's about what he's called us to do. So it does. And now you can remove the whole thing of feeling selfish, like you're investing in yourself. No, you're investing in the plan that God had for you in your life. He had you born so you could solve some problems and serve some people, to point them closer to him. and to make a difference in their life. So,
That's right.
whoever that is that said that to you, I love that. That's what, to me, whoever that is, I want that person on my team.
Yes.
If
I'm
you're
trying.
gonna invest yourself, you can be on my team.
I'm trying. That's right. Literally, I'm trying. Bro, that's awesome. Let's talk about, emotional sales and why sales emotional, and really kind of get behind the neuroscience is what you would say of
Yep.
sales. Allude on
Yep.
that.
Yeah, I love that, bro. Through my adversity, I had a situation in 2021 that just forced me to hit rock bottom in a relationship that I had, and everything was on the line: my money, my kids, my home, just everything. Literally every single thing in my life that I had felt was safe and secure and protected. The rug was literally, thrown out of my feet, and I found myself flat on the floor with the wind knocked out of me. And I'm from the 80s born, so Mike Tyson's Punch Out, I always think of the analogy, he gets punched out in a couple rounds, but if you can, have to hit the A button or whatever, 1,000 million in a second, you can get back up before the count of 10. And, that's basically been my life. And so I was so distraught with my mind, bro, the condemnation, the things that were attacking my mind. I discovered the neuroscience of affirmations. And as I was discovering that, it kind of connected with some reading material on the neuroscience of selling that I had connected with a couple years prior to that. And I connected all these things together, and I thought, brain is a powerful thing, and our mind is a powerful thing. And we have to continually tell our mind and how to think and what to think. And, I started really being interested in how does the brain work? Why do some people buy a certain way and other people don't, and all of that. And so, not only do I sell or am in a mental state where I believe in myself when I'm selling and communicating, because I've said enough affirmations that I believe that I could solve this person's problem. I believe that I'm the right person that they came across in my life. I believe I have a skill set that I can help them have transformation, outcome, and result. You pair that up with knowing why they buy, and why people actually buy. If you think about it, it's 100% emotional. They might think it's logical, but anything that you and I have bought at any time, it's always buying is when, what can it do for me? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a selfish thing. It's just a thing that you want in life. The top 5 reasons why people buy anything are: number 1, in no particular order, make more money, save time, avoid pain, and increase social status. All 5 of those things are the top 5 reasons why people buy any product or any service that anybody is offering. I think the number 1 thing is pain, to avoid pain or discomfort. Famous words from Stephen Furtick. I think it was purple something, where he did some sermon. It was like purple leader or something. And he said, the pain of change happens when the pain of the same is greater than the pain of change. And I always remembered that. And I thought, wow, that's really good. And people buy when the pain of the same is greater than the pain of change.
Yep.
And it goes back to selling outcome, transformation, result. They want outcome, transformation, result. And that pain to go through outcome, transformation, result, if it's less than their current pain, they will buy all day long, because that's what they want. So if you think about it, when you want to eat food because you're hungry, it's emotional response. You not eat food. So it buys food. DoorDash goes to the grocery store because you want to avoid discomfort. Anybody that buys any car, right? It's to increase social status. You want people to think, oh, look, he's doing really good. Look at the car he's going to get. Look at the car he's got. Man, this guy's cool. I mean, if you think about me, I have a really, really crappy car because I'm a cash guy, and I still drive it. It's got 257,000 miles on a 2005 Scion XB.
Let's
and I
go.
pull up to a Starbucks next to people that have BMWs and Porsches. And the truth is I can literally afford the Porsche or the BMW right now.
Right.
And yet I drive this 2005 Scion XB that's
Come
got a
on.
dent in the window and it leaks water in the rain. But I have my reasons, and I'm trying to get somewhere with my wealth. But
Right.
you never know. So the pain for me is the opposite. I'm like kind of embarrassed a little bit because I'm like, what people must think about me. My social status is low because, you know,
No.
it's like a reverse effect, right? But you go into business, if you're an entrepreneur, you want to make more money. That's a big incentive, right? Or save money or
Mhm.
save time. So these are the things that when you are actually trying to offer outcome transformation or a result, if people are listening right now, what I would tell them to do is get a pen, get a piece of paper or whatever it is, write down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make money, save time, avoid pain, increase social status, come up with 5 things for each category that their product or service, how their product or service can offer transformation, outcome, result in those 5 categories. And that's what you communicate when you are selling somebody. Hey, I'm going to help you make more. My product or service helps you make more money by doing blah, 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 blah,
Mm.
so that you can go do X, Y, Z. Because what they want is I can help you make money and save you time so you can go spend time with your son or go on vacation, or your business grows without you while you're while you're sleeping without you. Those are things that are motivators to them because it's emotional. So
Mm.
I always say it like this: what people go through this transition, they go emotional buy, logical buy, because they think it's logical. Okay, cool. Let me think about it. So it seems logical, but really it's not logical. Logical is still emotional. So it goes emotional, logical, which is really emotional, and then emotional. Then they're ready to buy, right? So that you hook people with it, not to manipulate them, but the truth is, all people aren't ready to buy at the same time. So if you basically say, "Look, cool, I hear where you're at. I understand where you're at. When you're ready," and you challenge their mindset. Hey, when you're ready,
Yes.
you know, when you're ready for that outcome transformation result, when you're ready to overcome that barrier in your personal life or your mindset, come back to me and we'll be ready then. You literally are hooking them to call you later because you're pointing them back to an emotional response, not a logical. Because at the end of the day, if somebody's not willing to pay $1,000 to have outcome transformation result, the root of that is they don't believe it in themselves, that they're worth investing in themselves, which means goes back to what we just talked about, is they haven't connected it with who they're born to be.
That's right.
So it's like all
Right.
intermingled, right? It's like,
Wow.
yeah, man,
That's totally it,
revelation, bro.
bro.
Business and ministry is amazing, bro. It's the same thing, dude.
Golly. Yeah, man. That's and on the person trying to make the sell, excuse my dogs in the background. Um
You're all right. I like dogs.
we're trying to when you're trying to make the sell, I think it comes back down to I think a key part of making the sell or attempting to solve or offering a solution or transformation is, the big question for us is, do you really believe in the product? Because because you mentioned it's not manipulation, and it's not. It's when you are trying to um, help them and truly serve them, and when you believe you really have something to offer, you know, which is transformation. It helps your approach, and it allows you to say with a peace, whenever you're ready, I'll still be here. You know, and man, that's such a good point. Let's talk some practicals on a quote unquote sales call. Okay. Sales
Yeah.
call, sales meeting, sales pitch, whatever it might be. What are some practical steps to take? Is there a
Yeah.
is there a formula? Is there,
Mhm.
some type of framework that you use when you walk through a call? I love practicals. I love steps. So
Yeah.
walk us through that if you have
Yep.
one.
I love that. The play I run every single time now is because I realize the psychology of why people buy. Really, my selling becomes trying to locate their mindset before anything else. So how I do that is a few things, and if you're wanting to take notes, because this works every single time.
Mm.
You literally, what all I do is I literally ask them the first question: if we're talking today in 12 months from now, if we're talking in 12 months from now, and it's been the best year of your business, your life, whatever it is, you know, what would need to change for that to become the best year of your life? Which essentially I'm asking them what their goals are for the next 12 months. What are those things that if they changed, you would say and feel like, wow, that was the best year I've ever had? I ask them that first, because then I'm already locating where their pain point is. Their
Mm.
pain is they're not there because they're stuck somewhere. So the very second question I ask them would be, you know, what's holding you back from achieving that outcome, transformation, or result? And they'll tell you. I mean, they literally will tell you, this is what's holding me back. And if they're coming to me in their business, typically it's marketing, a system, or a mind. So I know that because I've done this for 11 years now, so many plays. I mean, I've literally built 300 plus websites by hand myself. I mean, these days I have my brother, my partner, he helps me do that now, but you know, um, you run the same play. So you ask them what their goals are, the transformation they want, and you ask them what's holding them back from getting stuck. And so I let them share what that is. And then sometimes what I will do, if I feel confused, I'll ask them the why questions. And basically you do like three whys. Why are we talking today? Like, well, because I need a new website. Okay, why else? Then the next one is like, well, I need to make more money in my business. Okay, cool. Why else? And then they give you the third one, and it could be like, oh, well, I need to be found on Google. Okay, cool. Out of those three, need a new website that looks good, money through my business, I need to be found on SEO, Google. Which one of those three is the most important? Oh, I want to be found online. Okay, now we're getting down to the deeper pain point.
Right.
So then I do another level. Well, why is being found on Google so important to you? Oh, well, because my competitors are beating me and I don't show up on page number one. Okay, cool. That's very specific. You ask them three, why? Which out of those three whys is most important? Then you ask them why again. And you can keep literally going down until they literally confirm and reconfirm what they're actually wanting to buy. So a lot of times, if it's like, well, the three I just said, well, it's because I need to be found online on Google, and okay, well, I can help you fix that problem. So they actually aren't, there's my other son, they actually aren't wanting to buy a website. They're trying to be found online on Google. So now I don't have to worry about their website. I need to about their SEO. They're standing on Google. That's the problem that they want solved. That's the problem I'm going to help them achieve from the outcome, transformation, result. So it helps remove what they call scope creep, where people continually move the goalpost later on in the project, and they typically sabotage that project because, oh, well, this is what I asked you to do, but here's some other things I want you to do. Well, we didn't discuss that, and that isn't going to get you the result that you want. So they like to add and throw things in because now sometimes they doubt you down the process, or they're starting to see transformation, outcome, and result, and it's showing that it's actually painful. It requires them to do something they didn't like, and it's uncomfortable. So when it gets to that point, then a lot of times they get to the place where they get a little bit spooked, and then they maybe add some things that they think is what is going to change it, but it's not. What they end up doing is they sabotage the project, and then they blame you for it down the road, and like, well, it didn't get the result that I wanted.
Classic.
Right. So the why question is a really important exercise. And the last question I typically ask them is this. I say, why don't you think you can do this alone? Why don't you think you can do this alone? It's basically like a release statement. Because what I want them to realize is that they're coming to me because they already believe they can't do it alone. They need me to help them. And they're right. They do need me to help them because I know how to solve their problem. So when you get to that point, the logical, all those kind of like parts of it, you literally run that play every single time, and those people will be ready to buy. They're already primed and ready to buy because they believe you are the expert. You took enough time to get to know them as a person, to establish a relationship, to establish your expert level status, that you are going to solve the problem, because everybody else is talking about features and benefits, like we talked about before. You're talking about transformation, outcome, and results.
Wow. Too much gold for this call, man. Too much gold. I think you're breaking up my internet connection because it's too heavy. It's too heavy with gold. Oh man, it's so good. I got to keep moving, but I'm always so tempted to take things so much deeper with you because I know there's so many levels of just your wisdom. But there are some a few more questions that I want to get out for the recording's sake. And And I'll be picking your brain offline, or maybe I'll just hit record once again. But thank you for that, bro. That's incredible. When I realized that someone, I'm in the meeting, on the sales call, whatever it might be. When I realized that someone isn't my ideal client, we got on the call. How do I? Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, cute. Oh, when I realized they're not my ideal client, how would I move on from them?
Ooh, that's a good question. Say that one more time.
Yeah, when I'm on the call and I'm kind of walking them through, and I'm, because we don't just, maybe up front you'll take on a little more clientele. Maybe you're trying to learn or learn your ideal client if you're not really solidified. It all depends on what context we're approaching it through here. But let's say at this point in my business, let's say I'm on the phone with somebody and they want my services. They want what Valor could offer. But then I'm starting to realize they're not my ideal client. And I need to make sure that I keep room for my ideal client. So how do I, because I'm not begging them, I'm pitching them, but there's a part of the process that I'm also interviewing them, and I'm inquiring of them. I'm trying to figure out, are we a fit for one another? Because what I don't want to do is get 6 months down the road and move forward in relationship and have relational equity, and it's personal, and then suddenly I realize, man, I got to break up with this client. And breaking up with the client is something I've asked you, before on how you would do that. So maybe even hit that a little bit. But up front, it's good to see, is this person my ideal client, or are they not? And I realize many different industries watching this and going to be listening to this, but I want you to hear it as a leader, hear it through your lens, pull out certain principles. Okay, pull out the principles that he's about to open up and say, how does this apply to me? So how do you basically deny them of your service because they're not your ideal client? Refer them elsewhere and give them a free consultation on the spot, move on. What does that look like for you when someone is not your ideal client?
I love that question, man. That's a great question. And just before I answer that, my kids have a snow day. That's why I've got kids everywhere. Actually, I have 3 kids here today. So we got a snow day because we're snowed in, and it's Martin Luther King Day. So, but anyways,
fun,
that's a great question.
Yeah,
as you were saying that, bro. Bro, my kids are listening to this podcast right now because they're over here sitting on the couch. What a blessing that they get to listen to not only men of God, but businessmen learn here. And we could be pawning them off and whatever about our kids. And my office is in my home because I'm teaching my boys lessons that they're going to learn later on in life. And so,
right.
I'm never discounting them. I'm growing them now, whatever lessons I can teach them. So my son has a YouTube business. He's actually building a YouTube channel. He's got, I think, 100 subscribers now.
Wow.
100% organic, which doesn't seem like a lot, but he was so excited when he said, hey, I got 100. And I celebrated with them and teach lessons on whichever way you can teach them. If they enjoy it through Fortnite or Minecraft or whatever it is, get their business, get those principles started however you can. Bro, but to answer your question,
we need to get on on another call sometime. By the way, let me inject this. And I want you to walk us, including myself in the audience. I want to walk us on how you led that, how you encouraged him to do that, bro. That's incredible. That's powerful stuff, man. That's the kind of stuff that I'm dreaming of, So we'd love to pick your brain sometime, but continue, please.
Yeah. So to answer your question, sorry to get on the rabbit trails. To answer your question, I was thinking when you were talking, I thought of Simon Cowell on American Idol. And what made American Idol wasn't the singers. It wasn't the judges. It was Simon Cowell.
Yes,
people loved Simon Cowell, or they hated Simon Cowell. And the people that hated Simon Cowell loved Simon Cowell, and they turned it on to watch him. He was the star of the show. Right. And the reason why he was the star of the show is because he was the only person on that show that would tell people the truth.
So right.
And so where I'm going with it is I'm a Simon Cowell in business now.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a client that comes to me and I cannot get them a transformation outcome and result because their mindset is not right, I confront them and I say, we are not the right fit. I can't morally or ethically charge you any more money because I can't solve your problem. My goal is to solve your problem as fast as possible, and I can't do that because, to be truthful with you, you're not ready for that result.
Mm.
And we feel like we're doing them a disservice by saying that, but we're actually doing them a service because what does it say? The Bible says something like the something about like the darts of, oh, how does it say that? Basically about how the hurts of a loving friend. There's some verse about like how the hurts of a loving friend are greater than the kisses of your enemy, or something like that.
Yeah.
People need truth, bro. Our
Yep.
generation is starving for somebody to tell them the truth, to tell them that's not right.
So right.
This is how you do it. Nobody spanks their kids anymore. Nobody tells their kids anything anymore.
Right.
It's just all of these things. Got tumblers over here. Nobody tells them the truth. So I think the best way to do is to be honest and ethical with them. Like, look, I can't help you. Like you're not ready for me yet, but I want to work with you. Please hear me. I want to work with you. But right now, I need you to focus on these 3 things and then come back to me. We can have this. Or it could be personality, right? Some
Right.
people you just don't like to work with. You're just not going to vibe. And then you have in that situation, then that's where you really spend time doing a referral, Hold on a second.
Yes.
Hey, Toby, I'm on a video right now, bro. Can you go over there?
Empty?
Eat Cocoa Puffs.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, so I leverage those referrals. If it's somebody, if it's a personality thing that doesn't fit, then get those, do get those referrals out, man.
That's exactly right.
So that's how we do it. And you can do something too, and we talked about this before, and I have done this strategy where, if it's time for renewal, you don't want to work with them anymore, then you jack up the price. You just say, because here's the thing, you have the right to charge whatever you want based on your time. If that person is really painful, then you know what? I'm going to charge you an extra $1,500 a month. I'm going to go from $500 to $1,500 a month because I'm getting too busy now. I've got too many other people I'm working with. My time's more valuable. You can say whatever you want, which is not lying, by the way. You're at a greater level than I was a year ago. So my prices can change a year from now versus a year because, I'm at a different place. So that's another way that you can kind of slowly, gently get people to not do business with you, because at some point they're not going to want to pay for it. It's going to hurt them. So I would think that's one of the way that you can do it, which again, isn't unethical and it's not lying if you actually are doing that. You know what I mean?
That's
Hold on
right.
a second. Hey, Toby, you need to sit over on that couch, please. Get your coat and not come back. Okay. Go over there for a little bit and sit right there and be quiet.
Cocoa Puffs. That was my jam.
Yeah, man. I just Simon Cowed him right there.
That's oh my gosh. Oh, my boy was
yes. So Simon Cow your customers, man.
That's it, man. And there are ways to set that up well. Don't just have a depend, like I said, this can translate differently, but I'll do sometimes 3-month contracts, or I'm committed to this price for 3 months, and then when it's over, like you said, I have the complete right to to move it up. And you're right, my time is limited. I'm better than I was 3 months ago. I can provide a better service. For me, I'm working, I got a few things on the burner right now, and so I only have a limited amount of time that I could grow Valor. And so and there are clients that want in, but I can't because my time is limited, and so somebody's willing to pay that, and somebody is your ideal client. So I would say, man, don't settle. Don't settle.
And
Believe in yourself a little more.
Most loving thing that you can do is to tell people the truth. If they're going to be spending, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. I think we're on a little lag here.
I was going to say the most loving thing that you can do is to tell people the truth, because if they're spending their money, you don't want them to come back to you and complain about them spending money and not getting their result. So your job is really to facilitate their mindset to see if they're ready for that outcome, transformation, or result. And so the most loving thing you can do is to be a Simon Cowell in somebody's life, because at some point they're going to achieve greatness, outcome, transformation, and result. And it may not be with you, but you planted the seed for the other person to do it with them. And that's a great, honorable thing. That's why business is about pride and honor, duty and respect. It isn't about money. It's about helping people, relationships.
You are exactly right. Brother, this whole conversation is just absolutely incredible. And I really hope that we've taken notes, not just on a notepad. Although I believe in that. I believe a short pencil is better than a long memory, because we have 82 other things happening in our days. And taking notes and revisiting is so good, but really write it on your heart and write it on your mind and teach this stuff to your teams, teach it to your organization. Play this video for, we got it recorded for you. This is why we're doing this. Play this thing back, send it to your friends. But just really take note of what my brother's saying, and he's just a proven leader, and he's just an incredible man. But I got some rapid fire questions for you, if you don't mind, unless you have any other closing thoughts. But I got a few just quick questions for you. You ready?
Sure. Yep. Let's do it.
What are some of your recommended resources? Books, podcasts, websites, videos, whatever.
Great question. For mind management, Dr. Carolyn Leaf is the one that I follow on Instagram. Dr. Carolyn Leaf. She has a book called Clean Up Your Mental Mess, I believe it's called. It's a blue book. It's an excellent book. Mindset for yourself, investing in your own mind management is key for sales. It's key for personal transformation, believing the best about yourself. I would get any book that is written by Russell Brunson. Russell Brunson, he's the founder of ClickFunnels. I would get every single book that he has. You could go to school for 4 years to spend $100,000 on marketing, or you can spend 30 days and read 4 books for $150 and get more education out of $150 over 30 days than you would have in 4 years in college on marketing and selling and positioning your message and all of those things. The guy is an absolute animal. Yes. and also a faith guy. So you get the best of both worlds. The other thing I would absolutely 100% recommend for starters would be learn copywriting, learn how to sell using the power of your words only, without visuals. And a book for that, a guy that I absolutely love, it's called Copywriting Secrets.
I got that.
By Jim Edwards. Copywriting Secrets by Jim Edwards. Those would be if I were to start today all over again, those would be my 4 or 5 books that I would read, and I would literally transform my entire business, life, product, services, everything off of those 6 books.
That's incredible. You told us on a call one day to get that book, Copywriting Secrets, and his writing style, of course, he's a copywriter. It's so simple and it's so graspable, and I absolutely love that book. So I yes and amen that book as well. And Dr. Leaf is just absolutely incredible, and our brother Russell, he's obviously brilliant. How do we find you online, from social platforms to websites, etc.?
Yeah. I'm just starting TikTok finally.
Let's go.
Which is a new thing to me. Yeah. So at my TikTok, Instagram, and I believe Facebook, it's all at I am Jason Westbrook, at I am Jason Westbrook, because every other one's taken. So I had to do I am Jason Westbrook to get uniform. And then also the new thing I'm starting, my new venture, is at Warrior King Society. There's nothing up really. I just got some very basic stuff up because I've been building the merch line, which they could go to that warriorkinggear.com, warriorgear.com. They can get their own sweatshirts, hats. I got a bunch of dope stuff on there. Even got a duffel bag that looks dope, bro. Like I want to go to the airport with a black duffel bag, black sweatshirt, black, shirt, black hat. I mean, that's just sporting Warrior King Society, because I feel like it's my ministry, dude. This is the thing that I was born to do, and I'm going to do it. But anyways, yeah, at Warrior King Society, they can follow that, because I'll be launching that here in 2022, and warriorkinggear.com. So I am Jason Westbrook, and warriorking.com, at Warrior King Society, and warriorkingsociety.com. Actually, I got that one too.
Okay, let's go.
They can also go to jasonwestbrook.com, jasonwestbrook.com. If they want to connect with me, they can jump on a call and I can help them get unstuck.
Incredible. Yes, I love that. Everybody listening to this, be sure you go do that immediately. Um, what are the best way to inquire in your services? Say somebody just heard you say I can help you get unstuck. Somebody's wanting some other type of training for you. They love your style. They feel a connection with you. What is the best way to inquire? Which one of the websites? Is it email? What is it?
Yeah. Yeah, jasonwestbrook.com. If they go there, they'll be able to basically find all my entry points to everything that I have, which is cool because what I did was I took my jasonwestbrook.com and I had it forward or masked, whatever,
Mhm.
to my link tree. So everything, so jasonwestbrook.com, and they end up going to my link tree, and I got that all pimped out, looking
Brilliant.
black and white like all my stuff is.
Oh my,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
me too,
it's
man.
cool. Totally a nerd thing.
Oh, me too, man. That's my whole house is, black and white. It's the most colorful thing that I own right here. The shirt that I'm wearing,
Yeah.
black and white shirt. I feel like a rainbow right now. It's so bright. I'm used to wearing all black, but I'm with you. I really wear all black so I can spill all the coffee that I want. I bought a new Oxford the other day and I was wearing it with my blazer. And of course, before I even get out the door, I just blast coffee all over it. And I'm like, that's why I changed to black like 10 years ago. Okay, last question and the most important one of the day. How do you bench press so much as you do? I'm just playing.
That's a good question. So my journey. They don't. When I was 39, I used to be a youth pastor for like 10 years, right?
Mhm.
So I got my start in my career or whatever. And here comes a kid walks in that I hadn't seen in like 7 years. Is in college. He's a personal trainer, but his face looked similar, so I knew who it was. But the last time I saw him, he was a scrawny little kid that looked like Captain America before he got jolted with juice in the movie Captain America. He was a skinny, frail, tiny little kid. He walks in, he looks like the Hulk, dude. I'm not even kidding. And
Wow.
I felt instantly embarrassed. Out my belly was popping out of my dress shirt. I mean, I just was like gross, dude. And he comes and walks in, and I was like, yeah, man, I need to start working out, whatever. And didn't think about it. 2 months later, I saw him again. I was like, okay, I need to go and start working out. So I decided at 39, I'm like, I'm getting my butt in the gear, and I'm
Right.
going to start working my ace off.
Right.
And so I started going to the gym. And at that time I could only bench press like 40-pound dumbbells, like assisted.
Uh-huh.
And I remember he's like, really, bro? Like, that's as much as you could do? And I'm like, yeah, man, that's as much as I could do.
Oh
Well,
boy.
I told him my 2-year goal was to bench press 100-pound dumbbells on a bench.
Uh-huh.
And my 2-year goal, I hit it 3 times bench press. My max is 4 times unassisted, 100-pound dumbbell, flat bench, unassisted, 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I did that, bro, when you see triple numbers on a weight, you know, it does something to your mind, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You achieved something, at least for me, I achieved something that I thought was impossible.
Wow.
And at 42, I am the best looking. I am in the best shape of my life.
Come on,
I'm
man.
healthier now than I've ever been spiritually. My relationship with God is stronger now than it was even when I was pastoring because of I've overcome. And I am literally the best version of myself at 42 in 2022. And bro, I got nothing but praises and grace and mercy and props for God, bro, because he's the one that made that happen, not me.
That's right. And getting better every day too. Brother, I love that. And I love you, man. I've loved this conversation. I really just appreciate your time and just everything you put into this. And I just cannot wait to see the Lord continue to prosper your life and your incredible boys and your business
Thanks,
and your
man.
ministry. And I know many people today are going to just be encouraged by this call. Once again, everybody, please go check him out. I know that you're going to be blessed. He's always posting encouraging and life-giving things. His heart has always been just to serve people. So make sure you go follow my brother Jason.